Is Chinese grammar simple? It looks simple. No verb conjugations, no plural forms, no tense endings like in English or German. But here's the paradox. This simplicity is what exactly makes Chinese hard, because you don't have many rules to lean on. Why? Because Chinese doesn't change word forms. Characters don't bend, don't conjugate, don't decline. So grammar is mainly expressed in two ways: word order and small function words. Word order is relatively stable. The real pain point for learners is function words. For example, le. It looks small, it does not carry concrete meanings, but it can change the state and interpretations of a whole sentence. You can hear 他来中国了，他要来中国了. Same word. One refers to something already happened. The other refers to something in future. The problem is not there are no rules. The problem is that the rules are subtle, position-dependent, and highly context-driven. There is no single formula you can apply and feel safe. Native speakers rely on intuition. Learners, especially when they try to expand on their own, very easily to get it wrong. Why Chinese grammar is, in practice, usage-driven rather than rule-driven. The second problem is word classes. In Chinese, many words are extremely flexible. The same word can function as a verb, a noun, or an adjective, just depending on how and where it appears in a sentence. If you're used to thinking in clear categories like this is a noun, this is a verb, Chinese doesn't always play along. And then there's another issue. Rules do exist, but exceptions are everywhere. You can often explain a pattern, and 5 minutes later, you find 10 counterexamples. In fact, one reason why Chinese grammar looks so simple in textbooks is that many rules are too detailed, too fragmented, and full of exceptions. When a rule has too many exceptions, the cost of learning it becomes too high. And very often, textbooks either simplify it or don't show it at all, because showing it would probably confuse beginners even more. And this leads to a third, more hidden difficulty. Chinese is structurally very different from Indo-European languages, so it has some language-specific constructions that you simply cannot map directly to German or English. Two very typical examples are the ba construction and the classifiers. The ba sentence construction is built around a small function word ba, which reorganizes the whole sentence. Classifiers, on the other hand, are part of the noun system itself. It classifies how the nouns are counted and referred to. But for learners, the problem is similar. You can't rely on your native language. You can't translate directly, and you cannot depend on a single clear rule. Take classifiers, for example. They're descriptive by nature. Using the wrong one is easy. Using the right one does not earn you extra points, and there is no short, clean rules that covers all cases. In fact, this is already at a level where native speakers use them inconsistently all the time. In everyday spoken Chinese, people often default to one general classifier, 个, and use it for almost everything. This is a very typical kind of Chinese difficulty. Extremely flexible, highly context dependent, and no standard answer you can safely rely on. So what does it mean for learners? It means, instead of hunting for perfect rules, a better strategy is learn whole sentences, not just single words. Pay more attention to real usage, not only grammar tables. Accept that sounding natural is sometimes more important than rule correct. Building intuition through examples and input is usually more reliable than trying to reduce everything to formulas. That's why Chinese is hard, not because it has too many rules, but because it gives you too few solid ones to hold on to.